Hello, good morning students. See, welcome back to our e-learning session. See, in our last lecture, I gave you a homework of exercise 4.3 and all the formulas regarding standard deviation. You have to learn that all the formulas. I hope you all learn that, and we will discuss up to illustration number 12. So in your example book, illustration up to illustration number 12 it is completed. Now illustration number 13 we will start in our this lecture. But see, from today I am not doing many work here. I want to do that here. I want that you have to do your work, your calculation in your calci, in your Fairbook. Now in this lecture I am just explaining you here. Okay, so you have to do all this work during this lecture. Okay, now see, we will discuss our illustration number 13. First of all, I am reading that the time in minutes taken to solve a puzzle by 5 students are. See which type of data is given here. 5, 8, 3, 6, 10. So here the ungrouped data is there. First of all, whenever into the question, whatever the data, which type of data is given, we have to find out first. Here 5, 8, 3, 6, 10. That's why the data is ungrouped. Okay. And what we have to find out then? Compute the standard deviation of the time taken to solve the puzzle. Here we have to find out the standard deviation, and here it is ungrouped data. So what is the formula for that? See, I told you that you have to remember all the formulas, otherwise statistics is 0 for you. Okay, so please do that. First of all, write down the question here in your example book. Time in minutes, that is your x. Write down that. See, I am writing this generally. Illustration number 13. Time in minutes. That is your x. That is 5, 8, 3, 6, 10. Now, what we have to find out? We have to find out standard deviation from that. And what is the formula for standard deviation? See, for ungrouped data, the formula for standard deviation is, first of all, we have to find out the x bar, and see, there are two methods. First one is x minus x bar whole square, sigma x minus x bar whole square upon n whole square root. That is the first formula, but it is used when x bar are integer compulsory. So which method we have to use here for that? For deciding which method we have to use here, we have to find out the x bar first. So what is the x bar? See here, sigma x is equal to what? What is the total here? (32) is the total. So x bar is equal to sigma x upon n, that is 32 upon 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is what? 6.4. See, x bar are in integer? No, x bar are in fraction. Whenever x bar, see in example number 12, x bar are in integer, that's why we are taking square root sigma x minus x bar whole square upon n, and for the variance, and then for standard deviation, square root of this. Okay, so because here in illustration number 12 the x bar is 50, that is integer, but here the x bar is not integer. Here x bar is in fraction, 6.4 minutes. Okay, so here we have to take a second formula, that is OR formula. Standard deviation is equal to, or here we can find out the variance also, but now we want to find out the standard deviation. That's why I am writing the direct formula of standard deviation. See, sigma x square upon n minus x bar whole square. We have to take this formula. See, when we have to take this formula, whenever x bar are in fraction, we have to take this formula. Whenever x bar are integer, we have to take the first one. Okay, so here what we want, see, x bar, yes we have, and yes we have. Now what we want only x square, so we have to make here the column of x square. And now you have to do that by yourself. You have to do that by yourself. Find out x square and then find out what is the s. I am giving you the work for this lecture. Please do in your calci. What is the x square? See, x square, you have to write the square of this and then total of this. This is your sigma x square. Put this value here and find out the standard deviation of the particular sum. Do that. Then I am explaining you. Here I am giving you a 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to do that. Then I will explain you. Please do that. X square means what? 5 square, 25, 8 square, 64, 3 square, 9, 6 square, 36, and 10 square, 100. Make the total. That is your sigma x square. Do that in your calci. (25 plus 64 plus 9 plus 36 plus 100). What is the total? Yes, it is 234. Right? Now put the value here in the formula of standard deviation. See that sigma x square is equal to 234, n is equal to 5, minus x bar is equal to 6.4 all square. Now divide 234 divided by 5. What is the answer? 46.8 minus 6.4 all square. Do that. Please do this in your calci. That's why I am not doing here. Please do, because it is your work. Sigma x square means what? 234 divided by 5, that is 46.8 minus 6.4 whole square. What is that? See, it is 40.56. 46.8 minus 40.96. Okay, so the final answer, that is subtraction, is 5.84. So in a square root, 5.84 is there, and what is the square root of that? It is 2.4166, right? So 2.4166 is your answer. No, you have to convert that in an approximate value, right? So 2.4166 is equal to approximately 2.42, right? So 2.42 minutes is your standard deviation for this data. For ungrouped data, 2.42 is your standard deviation. So you have to write that thus the standard deviation of the time taken by the students to solve the puzzle is 2.42 minutes. Okay, so please do that. The final answer is 2.42 minutes. Okay, so first of all, write down these, and then we will discuss our next illustration. See, now the next illustration is illustration number 14. See the data again. The following are the closing price, that is in rupees, of 5 shares: 132, 147, 120, 152 and 125. See, this which type of data? This is an ungrouped data again. Okay, find the standard deviation by the shortcut method. See, it is specifically asked that you have to find out the standard deviation by shortcut method. But here all the x, that is all the observations, are above 80 or 100. I told you that whenever all the data, that is ungroup or group, whatever observations, all your x, that is all the observations, are above 80 or 100, it is not specifically asked do this sum by shortcut method or by direct method. You have to take a shortcut method compulsory. Okay, why? Because whenever the data, that is the observations, are above 80 or 100, multiplication, square, all the calculations are very high. Okay, so you cannot do, and if you do, then your the chances to make the mistakes are very high. That's why the shortcut method is there, and that's why we have to take this shortcut method. Okay, so here we have to find out the standard deviation. It is specifically into this question, it is specifically asked that you have to take a shortcut method. That means you have to do this sum by shortcut method. Okay, so here I am doing that. See that it is not easy, that's why I am doing that here. And here we have to take a formula for shortcut method of ungrouped data. See which type of data this one is. This one is the ungrouped data. Price in rupees, that is your x. $132, $147, then $120, then $152, then $125. So first of all we have to find out the x bar. By which method? See here we have to take compulsory shortcut method here, because into the question it will specifically ask that here that you have to take a shortcut method to find out the standard deviation. So for that, for the finding out standard deviation, we have to find out first x bar. See, you have to remember all the formulas of x bar, that is 10 formulas for x bar. First 6 are regularly ungrouped, 2 methods, discrete group data, 2 methods, continuous group data, 2 methods, then combined mean, weighted mean and geometric mean, and other one different formulas, that is missing x bar formula. Okay, so here correct data formula. So here 10 methods to find out the x bar. But we have to remember for this chapter only 6 formulas, that is ungrouped group and ungrouped discrete group and continuous group data, direct method as well as shortcut method. Here ungrouped data is there and we have to take the shortcut method. That's why I am writing here the formula for x bar for ungrouped data shortcut method. X bar is equal to a plus sigma di upon n, right? Okay, here we don't have to take FIDI because it is not a group data. Here frequency is not given, that's why we have to just take sigma d upon n. Okay, so what is your A? First of all, you have to assume A. How we assume A? See, I told you at that time in the chapter number 3 that with whatever the lowest amount, what is the lowest amount here in the your observation? 120 is the lowest amount. And what is the highest amount? 152 is the highest amount. So first of all, in your calci, do that 120 plus 152. Do that 120 plus 152. What is your answer? 272, right? Okay. Now see here, 272 divided by 2. What is your average? 136. So near from 136 or exact 136 you have to take for A. That is your assume mean is near to 136 or exactly 136. How? Lowest amount for all the observation, that is 120, and the highest amount of the all the observation, that is 152. That is total of these two divided by 2, that is average, and that average or near from these we have to take a assume mean. Okay, so here I am doing that x minus a, d is equal to what? X minus a. So here first of all you write d is equal to x minus a, and here a is equal to what we have to take? 132. See, 136 is your average, right? So here I am taking 132 as the answer. See, 132. Okay, so make the calculation in your calci. What is sigma d? And see, for standard deviation, what is the formula for standard deviation? Here for ungrouped data shortcut method, only one formula for that, that is, see here, square root sigma d square upon n minus sigma d upon n whole square. Okay, so you have to do this by your way, compulsory, please. Okay, I am just writing the formula. This is also your work, but I am doing that here because this is your first lecture after the formula. So into our next lecture I am not writing the formula also, so please remember all the formulas. Okay, now see what is the answer. Find out sigma d first by yourself in your calci. What is that? 132 minus 132. What is your answer? That is 0. Okay, now 147 minus 132. Find out that. 147 minus 132. In your calci, what is your answer? 15. Yes. Okay, now 120 minus 132. What is your answer? Minus 12. Okay, 152 minus 132. What is your answer? It is 30. Yes. And 125 minus 132. What is your answer? Minus 7. So find out sigma d. What is your sigma d? Find out that. 26 is your answer. Okay, now d square. What is your d square? Find out. See, you have to do this by yourself, compulsory. Please do that. What is your d square? Here we have to find out the d square, and then you have to find out sigma d square. Find out that. 0 square, that is 0. Then 15 square, 225. Then 12 square, 144. See here, not 20. Here 20 is there. 152 minus 132, that is 20. So here 16 is your answer. Sorry. So now 400, 0, then 225, then 144, then 400, and then 49. Okay. So what is your sigma d square? Find out that. $818 is the total. Now see, you have to do by yourself this. Please do that. Put the value sigma d square what? That is 818 divided by n means 5 minus sigma d means 16 divided by 5. Here first of all we have to find out the x bar. Sorry, what is your x bar? See here, a is equal to 132 plus sigma d is equal to 16 by n is equal to 5. So here 132 plus 3.2, that is 135.2. that is your x bar in rupees. Or rupees only. Okay, 135.2. See, it is not important here because we don't have to take sigma x square upon n all minus x bar all square. Here we have to take the shortcut method. So here x bar is not important, but for your information I am doing that. Your x bar is equal to 135.2 rupees. Okay, now see here, 818 divided by 5 minus 16 by 5 all square. What is that? See, what is your answer? 153.4. So what is your answer? That is 12 point C 153 point. First of all, subtraction 153.36 and your square root is 12.13819. 3839. So your approximate answer for your standard deviation is 12.38. See, answer is 12.38 rupees. Okay, so write down there thus the standard deviation of a price of a shares is 12.38 rupees. Okay, here your method, that is we are taking shortcut method and we are finding out the standard deviation by shortcut method. And here I am just find out the x bar. For your information, it is not important here, but I am doing that. Okay, so here illustration number 14 is over. So please write down these in your example book, and then we will discuss our next example, that is a discrete group data, illustration number 15. See, by seeing the question, you have to remember that which type of data. First question in your mind, by seeing the question, that is which type of data is given into the question, and then the second question, what we have to find out. Here we have to find out, see the last line we have to read first, that is find the standard deviation and coefficient of standard deviation of their number of absent days. Okay, so here we have to find out the standard deviation as well as coefficient of standard deviation into these sum. And here which type of data is given? Here discrete group data, because frequency is given, right, and class is not given. That's why we can say that here discrete group data is given, and we have to find out from that a standard deviation and coefficient of standard deviation. Okay, so I hope you complete this illustration number 14. Your answer is 12.38, and we will move forward to our next illustration, that is illustration number 15. See, I am reading the data first, that is illustration number 15. The distribution of a number of absent days of 15 students of a class in the month of January is given below. Okay, and you have to find out the standard deviation as well as coefficient of standard deviation from this data. Okay, now number of absent days, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number of students is given. Here it is specifically said that total 15 students. We are observing a 15 student, and we have to find out from that 15 students the standard deviation as well as coefficient of standard deviation of the absent days. Okay, so here I am doing that. Please write down these number of absent days and number of students. Here it is your X, here it is your F. 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. What is the frequency now? 0 days, 1 student, 3 student, 7 student, 3 student again, and then 1 student. So total sigma f, or you can say n, is equal to 15 student. It is specifically given into the question. We are observing 15 students absent days. Okay, so here this is which type of data? First of all, this is an discrete group data. So for that, what we have to find out first, whenever we have to find out the standard deviation, first of all we have to take a x bar. We have to find out x bar, and then we have decide that which method we have to use. Okay, so here standard deviation for that x bar is equal to, this is which type of data? Again it is a discrete group data, and for that what is your x bar? Sigma fx upon n. What is your sigma fx? That we have to find out first. Fx, multiplication of these two. Zero and 1, that is 0. 1 and 3, that is 3. 2 and 7, 14. 3 3s are 9 and 4 1s are 4. Sigma fx is equal to, make the total first. 14 plus 3 plus 9 plus 4. It is 30. So your x bar is equal to 30 divided by 15, because n is equal to 15. So your x bar is equal to 2 days. Your x bar is equal to 2 days, right? And see that here the x bar are integer or fraction. It is integer, it is not in point, it is integer, exactly 2 days, not in point, right? So it is not in fraction, that's why we can take a first method for the direct method, that is sigma f into bracket x minus x bar whole square upon n whole square root for the standard deviation. And for, see here, sigma f x minus x bar whole square upon n. Here this is the formula for standard deviation. And what is your next question? Your next question is, you have to find out the coefficient of SD, that is standard deviation, and for that S upon x bar is the formula. So for that we have to find out first S, then find out then x bar, and then divide that both, and we can find out the coefficient of standard deviation. Okay, so here first of all, for that what we have to find out? Sigma f x minus x bar whole square. So for that first of all we have to find out x minus x bar, then square of that particular, and then multiply that square with f. Okay, so here x minus x bar is your first column, then square of that, that is x minus x bar whole square, and then multiply these with the f, that is f into x minus x bar whole square. What is your x bar? X bar is equal to 2. Here we find out that. Okay, so this is your x, this is your x bar. So subtract that. 0 minus 2, minus 2, 1 minus 2, minus 1, 2 minus 2, 0, 3 minus 2, again 1, and 4 minus 2, that is 2. And always sigma x minus x bar is equal to 0 when x bar are integer. Always x minus x bar, sigma x minus x bar is equal to 0, because whenever x bar are integer, your total of x minus x bar is always 0. Okay, we will do that in a special result or extra result. All right. Okay, so we did that. Here now square of these. See here x minus x bar is here. Now we want the square, as well as this square we have to multiply with f, and we find out the last column. You have to do that by yourself first. I am giving you here 2 minutes for that. Please do by yourself. It is for your practice, because if I am doing all this, then what you do in your homework, or you are doing the homework by only just copying the data, whatever I am writing on the board. Please do by yourself and make a practice for the practical sums. Okay. So here x minus x bar whole square and then f into x minus x bar whole square. Do by yourself. What is that? What is the answer? Here 2 square, that is 4, then 1, then 0, then again 1, then 4. Don't make the total of these because we didn't need that. Here we want f into x minus x bar whole square. So multiplication, this with this. Here f and x minus x bar whole square, you have to multiply these two. 4 ones are 4, 3 ones are 3, 7 0 0. What? See, please don't make the mistake here. 7 into 0. Some students write down that 7 into 0, that is 7. No, it is 0. Always, all the multiplication with 0, the answer is always 0. Okay. So again 3 ones are 3 and the 1 fours are 4. So make the total. Right? Okay, now just put the value into the formula. What is the formula? See here, sigma square root sigma f into x minus x bar whole square, that is 14 upon n, that is 15. So in square root 14 divided by 15, what is the answer? 0.9333. Okay, so you have to write compulsory 4 digit after the point. 0.9333. See, in your calci the answer is 14 divided by 15. The answer is 0.93333333. Okay, but you have to write compulsory 4 digit after point whenever it is into the square root. And if it is not into the square root, then you have to write only just 2 digit. Okay, see, what is the square root? 0.93333. The square root of this is here 0.9661. And your approximate answer for your standard deviation is 0.97. Because here the third digit is 6. That's why here we have to add into the previous digit, that is 1. So 97, 0.97 days, yes, is your answer. Standard deviation is equal to 0.97 days. Okay. And what we have to find out here, see, but for that, before that, see, it will do with the next method, that is which method? See, there are two methods for the standard deviation. S is equal to sigma fx square upon n minus x bar whole square. See, this method when we have to take, whenever the x bar are in fraction. See here, x bar are in integer here, that's why we are taking this formula. But we can do this formula also. For that, see here 3 columns we didn't have to prepare. See here, this one, and this one. See, if we want to take this formula, then these three columns we don't have to prepare these three columns. After fx, we have to just find out the fx square. What is that? Fx into x. Fx square means what? See, I am doing that here. Fx square. What is the formula for fx square? See that. Fx into x. See, not square of these. Fx square means what? Fx, not the square of fx whole. Here, f into x square. Fx square means what? F into x square. That's why we have to multiply fx with x and we get the answer. See here, fx, that is 0 into 0, again 0, 3 into 1, that is 3, 14 into 2, that is 28, 9 into 3, that is 27, and 4 into 4, 16. Sigma fx square is equal to, what is the answer? See that, 55 plus 74. Sigma fx square is equal to 74, and or if we do that, give that into this formula, that is 74 divided by 15 minus 2 square. What is the square root of this? Sorry, what is the divide? 74 divided by 15. 4.93333 minus square root of 2 is equal to 4. So the answer is 0.9333, that is square root of this, and if we find out the square root, here the answer is 0.9661 and ultimately it is 0.97 days. Okay, so here we can do this for this sum by two methods. First method, this is, that is sigma f into x minus x bar all square upon n. Here, see, we can did that because here the data, see the data, that is x is very small, less than 10, right? As well as f is also very small, total 15 only. That's why we can take these both. The calculation in these two very easy, but whenever the data, that is your x or your f, is more than 50 or 100, you and your x bar are in integer, then you have to take this formula compulsory, because calculation of this is very high and there is a chances to make a mistakes. Okay, so whenever, see, keep in mind that whenever the data, that is your observation or frequency, is high, you have to take compulsory this formula, or whenever the data is very low, you can take this formula. You have to take these also, but you can take this formula for your better or easy calculation for your time saving, because 3 column you don't have to prepare here for doing this formula by doing the sum this formula. Okay, so you have to make, other than these 3, you have to prepare only 1 column and get the answer. Okay, and now the last question, that is your coefficient of standard deviation. What is that? See, s is equal to 0.97 and x bar is equal to what? It is 2 divided by 2. Coefficient of standard deviation is equal to 0.97 divided by 2, that is 0.435. So you can write that approximately it is equal to 0.44, right? So coefficient of, sorry, not 435, it is 485. So 49, 0.49 is your coefficient of standard deviation. Okay, Please write down these in your example book. Here we have to write down that thus the standard deviation of the number of absent days is 0.97 days, and then you have to write that thus the coefficient of standard deviation of absent days is 0.49. See, in x bar you have to write 2 days. In standard deviation you have to write 0.97 days, but you don't have to write in the coefficient of standard deviation, that is 0.49 days. Only the answer is 0.49. Okay, so you just have to find out the coefficient of standard deviation, and then didn't get that here, didn't connect that, attach that the unit whichever given into the question, that is days here. Okay, so now it is free from unit and illustration number 15 is over. So first of all write down these, and then we will discuss our next illustration, that is illustration number 16. Okay, now your next illustration is illustration number 16. Here I hope you complete this in your example book. Now we will move forward to our next illustration. The information of number of mobile phones sold in the last 35 days. See, your n is equal to 35 days. It is given into the question, right? In a mobile shop is given below. Find the coefficient of standard deviation of a number of mobile phones sold. Use shortcut method. Again, it is specifically asked that you have to use the shortcut method, and see by seeing the data, which type of data is given here. It is a discrete group data, right? So you have to write this by shortcut method compulsory, and here the question is given of the discrete group data. So see, I am writing the question first. Number of mobile phones sold. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then number of days. See, this is your X, this is your F. Frequency is given 2, 5, 8. Twelve, 7, 1. See here your n, that is sigma f is equal to 35, right? Okay, now see that here x and f is given. You have to find out the coefficient of standard deviation. See, you don't have to find out the standard deviation only. The direct question is to find out the coefficient of standard deviation, and the formula for that s upon x bar. So for that we have to find out first s, that is standard deviation, then x bar, and we have to find out these by compulsory shortcut method because it is specifically asked. Okay, so here first of all we have to find out what? Here we have to find out first x bar. For that, what is the formula for x bar? X bar is equal to a plus sigma fi di upon n. Okay, fd upon n. So for that, first of all we have to find out d. Yes, d is equal to x minus a. You have to assume any from these. See, again, what we have to find out, what we have to take for finding out a? Minimum observation, that is 5, maximum observation, that is 10, total of these two, that is 5 plus 10, 15, divided by 2, that is 7.5, and nearest from 7.5 we can take 7 or 8, right? So here I am taking 7. A is equal to 7. Okay, so here what is your answer? See, 7, 5 minus 7, that is minus 2, 6 minus 7, that is minus 1, 7 minus 7, that is 0, 8 minus 7, 1, 9 minus 7, 2, and 10 minus 7, 3. Okay, so this is your F. Sorry, this is your D. See how we find out D? By first of all taking assume mean. How we taking assume mean? See, there is no any method to find out assume mean, because the word, see the word here, assume mean means what? We have to assume that from all the observations we have to assume any one. Okay, that is called assume mean, that is A. But the method, I am preparing that method, that highest minus lowest, 5 plus 15 plus, sorry, highest plus lowest, that is 5 plus 10, that is 15, divided by 2, that is average of highest plus lowest is 7.5, and nearest from that, that is 7 or 8, is your assume mean. Here I am taking A is equal to 7. Okay, now here what we need? FD, that is multiplication of these two, FD, FIDI, that is FD. 2 2s are minus 4, 5 1s are minus 5, 8 0 0. Here then 12 1s are 12, 7 2s are 14, and 1 3s are 3. Sigma FD, or you can say FIDI. FIDI or FD. What is the total? See here, 20 is the total. Do by yourself. Okay, what is your X bar first? See here, A is equal to 7 here, then sigma FD 20 divided by N 35. So 7 plus 20 divided by 35. What is the answer? Your X bar 0.5714. So your answer is 7.5714. So your approximate answer is 0.57. And you have to write down that mobile phone, 7.57 mobile phones. Okay, Complete this. Now x bar is complete. Now we want s. For coefficient of standard deviation, we want s. Here x bar is already completed. Now s, for that, what is the formula for s? I am writing here. S is equal to, what is the shortcut method for the discrete group data? What is the formula for that? Sigma fd square upon n minus sigma fd upon n whole square. Right? So here fd, yes we have, and yes we have, but we need only fd square, that is multiplication of fd with d, f into d square. So just multiplication of these two, that is your answer. See, not the square of fd column. Please keep in mind that fd square means not the square of this column, only d square. So fd into d, that is your fd square. Okay, so 4 2s are 8, 5 1s are 5, minus minus plus, minus minus plus, 0, 12, 1s are 12, 14 2s are 28, and 3 3s are 9. Make the total sigma fd square is equal to what? 62, right? It is 62. Okay, so now put the value here. 62 divided by n is equal to 35 minus 20 divided by 35 whole square. Do by yourself. 62 divided by 35. What is your answer? Minus 20 divided by 35, that is 0.5714 all square. Here you have to write 0.5714 all square. So find out what is the answer. Do by yourself in your calci. See, 62 divided by 35, you have to write here minus 0.5714 all square. You have to deduct that, and what is the deduction? That is 1.4449. And what is the square root of this? That is 1.2020. So your approximate answer for S is 1.20 mobile phones. Okay, so here 1.20 mobile phone is there. That is your S. Your X bar is equal to 7.57 mobile phones. Again you have, and now what is the final question? What is your main question? That is, you have to find out not X bar, not standard deviation, but you have to find out coefficient of standard deviation. And for that, the formula for coefficient of standard deviation is equal to S upon X bar. What is your S here? S is equal to 1.20. What is your X bar? 7.57. So divide it. What is your answer? It must be in 0 point, compulsory. So the answer is 0.1585. That's why your approximate answer is 0.16. So your coefficient of standard deviation is equal to 0.16. Okay, so here your illustration number 16 is over. Please do in your example book all the illustration up to illustration number 16, as well as now time for homework. exercise 4.4. Question number 1, that is ungrouped data, and you have to find out the standard deviation from that. Question number 2, again ungrouped data, and you have to find out the standard deviation from that. And question number 3 is a discrete group data, and again you have to find out the coefficient of standard deviation, not standard deviation. Question number 3, coefficient of standard deviation for the discrete group data. Okay, so here you have to do these 3 sum, but you have to do these 3 sum by both the methods. See, compulsory shortcut method as well as direct method. Please do that. See which method we have to take here. First, into the first we have to take direct method. Into second also we have to take the direct method. Into third we have to take direct as well as shortcut method, because the data is up to 35. Your all observations is up to 35. So you can take direct method in these 3 sums. Okay, so here you have to do question number 1, 2 and 3 of exercise 4.1. that is your homework. Okay, so up to illustration number 16 we complete in illustration book, and in our exercise book we complete up to exercise 4.3, and now 4.43 sub. Okay, so here I am complete my lecture. So have a nice day. Thank you.